Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Tuesday, July the 4th, 2023. Today we're pulling from the Maccabee Tarot cards. Happy 4th of July to all that are celebrating. So we're starting off with the Six of Bones, which is the Six of Wands, Victor wearing the wreath. You could be like, I love the fact that her third eye is there, so you could be like getting channel messages. I know I've definitely been going through some things and I'm like, okay, you know what? What a great opportunity to sit there and get some channel messages. Let's consult with spirit, like, what's going on here? And they're just like, one thing they were telling me is just like, you didn't get to this path, where I am, like, in 2 seconds. It just over the years happened, and I made all the efforts I can to reverse that. So it's just like, it's going to take time for this to go the other way. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, okay, just kind of like, just keep doing what I'm doing. Like, yeah, we want to give up. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's just like shoveling poop. It's like, the more you shovel it, it feels like it's just, it goes down around and goes out the other end, and it's back into the pile, but unfortunately this is where we are in life, you know. But just keep trusting, keep believing. They're saying that there's some new ideas coming in here. I definitely feel like with yesterday's card saying like spirit has our back, I feel like by getting channel messages and encouraging us to keep moving forward is the biggest thing. We may not understand, the flow of things, but it's like everything you put out into the universe, and that's not the reason why we do it. It's like it will come back to you. Everything that was taken away from you will come back to you. This Seven of Swords, it's like you could be deceiving yourself because of lack of sleep. It could be, heat. They were showing someone, during this weekend, they're relaxing on the pool. They're on like a floaty chair or something like that. And they're enjoying like in beverages or something, but it's just like you're falling asleep in the thing, which is fine. Like, you're around people that'll protect you, like make sure you're okay. But I feel like you need to hydrate more. I definitely feel weak when I go inside from the sun. Like you're in the shade, and it's like you don't realize how depleted you are until you're in the shade, and you're just like, oh dang. It's like, yeah, you're gonna need to hydrate for, they're saying, for like 12 hours. Like every alcoholic beverage you're consuming in the heat, you should be drinking 2 glasses of water just to, I know it's like, oh my gosh, you got to run to the bathroom every 2 seconds or whatever, but it's like, you don't want to pass out, you know what I mean? And end up in the hospital because of that, So just be mindful of that. They're showing the Three of Swords. So it could be like, this heartache that you've been going through no longer has a place here. This could be where the deceit was. It's just like, a lot of us, play over the scenario over and over again. How could I have changed the situation? I definitely did that when Shane passed away. What could I have done differently? Well, he fell under the weather. I said, let's go to the doctors. I came up with a game plan. I told him to do this, do that. Like, I tried to change things to help him, and it's just, you are who you are. Everyone's going to blame somebody for this because it's just like that's what makes them feel better at the end of the day. We can't blame the person that's passed because how dare we, you know what I mean? But it's just like, they're a grown ass adult. They make decisions. They did what they wanted to do. It takes you a while to get to that place, but once you do, you release it. It's just like it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I said, at least I know I loved him until his last breath. So, I have that with me. No one can ever take that away from me. I know what I did for him. I know what kind of wife I was to him. So that's all that matters. I know what kind of partner I am. So, people could say whatever the heck they want to make them feel better about themselves. But at the end of the day, it's just like, my hands are clean, and that's what you keep telling yourself. You keep moving forward. You did everything you could in the situation. You keep moving forward. I feel like you're going to go into this consciousness of where you don't have to wait anymore. This Four of Cups. And I feel like it's just like you've been getting great ideas. Write them down. You may not feel confident enough to do it. And I'm trying to figure out a way to do it. But, and I'm also busy. But it's just like when you have that time, definitely look into doing certain things. You know what I mean? You never know who you're helping, who you're passing that knowledge on to. Like it was shared with you. Now you're able to share with others. Or something resonates with you, maybe it'll resonate with others. Like I've been told so many things and it's like it didn't work for me or it doesn't resonate with me, and I'm like, I started doing my own thing. And that's the whole thing about this healing journey, about this journey of going into your higher self. Some things will resonate with you, some things won't. You know, like moon water. I'm like, yeah, right. I'm like, moon water, it does. You get highly emotional. Everyone's different, but I get highly emotional from it. I've been looking for the moon for I don't know how many cycles now. Like, we had like 3 weeks of rain, so it's just like we went through the new moon. I'm like, okay, new moon. I kept looking for the moon, but it's just like we get clouded skies. We got a glimpse of it, and then it rained again. I'm just like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, made my moon water last night. I'm actually drinking it right now. We're in a heat wave right now, so very important to drink your water. But we have Terror of Daggers, and they're talking about, like, you know, again, like I said, new ideas coming in, new inspiration. You know what I mean? It's just like you will find yourself going down a path, and it's just like things will fall one after another. You know, they'll fall into your lap. You know, they're saying the divine, like maybe you are on a spiritual journey, maybe you are on a healing journey. You know what I mean? And it's like things will come across your path that were meant to be for you. You know, with the salt and cinnamon ceremony, I've always been putting my back against the door because that's what we were taught, and I did it. Sometimes I don't feel like it resonates with me. I'm like, you know what? Everything's in a great flow. Why do it? But you know what I mean? It's like, do it anyway. Like, honestly, like you're bringing in abundance into your life. I like to do it on like when it's clean and stuff. And it's just sometimes I get so busy. It's just like, I don't have time to sit there and run the vacuum across the thing or truthfully getting into shows and just like, you know, watching one after another. But all that is meant for you will find its way for you. But it's just like, you know, they were showing the guy doing exactly what I did. She goes, you're doing that right. She goes, but you got it. She's like, but open your door because it's a portal. So I'm like, okay, like, you know, and it's like, ugh, neighbors, right? It's like, they already think I'm a wackadoo. So it's just like, I talk to the birds and you know what I mean? So I sit there and take pictures of the moon. I get excited when the moon's outside. Like, or, you know, can probably hear me like a kid on Christmas. I wouldn't even care. But it's just like, you know, I sat there and I remember that. I was like, oh, I want neighbors, blah, blah, blah. It's like now I'm like, oh, I don't want neighbors. It's like, let me do what I need to do. We're starting off with the Six of Moons. This is the Six of Wands. Victor wearing the wreath. We kept on getting the, you know, Six of Wands with the Chariot. So upright, success, spotlight. Look how you are sparkling. Everyone is looking at you and admiring you. You're accomplished so much and everyone is so proud of you. Your ego is skyrocketing and it's time to congratulate yourself for your achievements. And sometimes we don't see those achievements, you know what I mean? Like, you know, my kids are starting to, you know, get to that age where they're putting away all of their, you know, they're just like, you know, certain things. And I'm like, why don't we store it? And I'm not trying to be a hoarder or anything. It's just like, I remember being at that age and I got rid of so many things. And I'm like, damn, I wish I would have kept them. You know, I even called my sister. I'm like, did you keep those? And she's like, no. And I'm like, oh, frig. And she's like, why? And I'm like, cause it's just like, you know, she collects Barbie dolls, like the Christmas Barbie dolls, and I collect like Monster High, Living Dead dolls, like dead things. Sheena was actually my first Living Dead doll. She's a rocker chick. The Fashion Victims. I can't remember where I saw her. I think I saw her in someone's, I think it was Elizabeth's doll room. And I'm like, where did you, I'm like, what is that? And she's like, it's I believe it was her. I'm not 100% sure, but I know I saw it somewhere. And I'm like, oh, I started researching it. So I got her, and that's when it just opened up to everything. I've sold dolls and rebought them, like, you know, ebbs and flows with life. You know, sometimes you got to sell things. For me, the biggest thing is, like, after Shane has passed, it's just, like, that part of me, that passion of me is gone. You know what I mean? Of them. Like, I do see them, like, you know, and I'm like, oh, they're so great. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's just like, what do you do? You know? And I even got channel messages, no more dolls. So I've been selling a lot of them off, you know, because some of them I bought and I just tried to, you know what I mean? I feel like with where I was, I tried to fall in love with them and I'm just like, they're not for me. Someone's probably out there looking to complete their collection or whatnot. So, you know, I ended up selling some. So some of them, but anyway, it's just like, you know, there are a lot, especially the Alice in Wonderland. I've always loved Alice in Wonderland. The Living Dead dolls, Alice in Wonderland and stuff like that. It's just like certain ones I've kept, but, you know, and my custom dolls. I still, you know, I just can't wait until we have the space for it. But, Seven of Swords, Seven of Daggers in reverse, honesty. And it's like being honest with yourself, because sometimes, you know, we'll get this narrative in our head. And I understand where my mom's coming from, but I'm like, I feel robbed of like the time that I was grieving Shane. And it's not like I don't regret that journey, because it's like it's brought me to, really pushed me into my healing capabilities. But same time, it's just like I don't feel like I was living and participating in life. You know what I mean? And I just like, now my kids are like 15, and it's like I'm enjoying life again, and I'm like, wow, man, all that time I lost. But it's just like, like my mom's like, she's like, we took them here, we took them there, and we did this and we did that. And I'm like, I understand that, Mom. I said, but I didn't get to enjoy that time. You know what I mean? I'm lucky enough that my kids love me so much, and like, love being around me. Thank God. Like obviously they need their own space, but we sit there and we'll like, hold hands on the couch and watch movies together, and you know what I mean? It's just like I'm lucky enough and blessed enough that my kids recognize and see me for who I am, and I feel as they're getting older, they're appreciating that a lot more. You know what I mean? Because they've so much have said so, and like, I went and checked the mail the other day, and I had brought the groceries in. I came home, all the groceries were put away. And I was just like, whoa. I'm like, thank you. They're like, yeah, they couldn't believe how happy I was. I'm like, yeah, it's one less thing I got to do. I was like, thank you so much. And like, yeah, no problem. I was just like, whoa. Like, like how nice is it as someone that does everything for the household for someone to sit there and recognize that you do so much, and they turn around and do that for you. I didn't even ask them. I asked them to put the milk away. That was it. That was the only thing I asked them to put away. They put away everything. I was just like, thanks. Like, it's nice that they're getting older, but it's bittersweet. You know what I mean? It's like, I love who they're turning into. You know what I mean? They've always been respectful young men, but it's just like, at the same time, you're just like taken aback of just like, oh my gosh, like they're getting bigger, What can you do to remedy the situation before everything is lost? So I feel like honesty is with the Seven of Swords is like who you are and what you do. Like with me, it's like I can't help what happened there. You know what I mean? Like there was a path that there's like, I kid you not. And I know, all due respect to him, I know he was just trying to help me. He took my blood pressure when I got there. We started talking about Shane passing and why I needed thyroid medication, and I said I'm leaving this, and he's like, okay, I'll give you 6 months for your thyroid medication, because he's like, you won't be able to get a doctor right away. And I'm like, no, I understand that. And then he's like, what happened? He goes, why are you moving? And I told him everything, and I just started bawling, and he's just like, look at your blood pressure now. And he's like, you're very sad. And I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, of course I am. I understand why he was trying to give me the medication he was, but I knew in my heart of hearts that would have led to something bad. You know what I mean? Like we have addictive behavior in our family, and it's just like, I'm grateful that I took the harder road. You know what I mean? But it's just like at the same time, it's like, I don't know. If you've gone through this journey, it's the only way you'll understand where you feel like you don't appreciate, it's not that I didn't appreciate life. It's just like, you don't feel like you're participating, because all your energy is going to something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're there, but it's like you're not there, So 3 of Daggers, and this is where that bittersweet book starts, you know what I mean? Recovery is the biggest thing. Everything hurts. Your heart has been completely shattered, and you feel devastated and empty. You're not sure that you'll survive this. It's okay to feel the pain. So one thing that actually came up in the memories was Joan Rivers. What a wise woman. Like she made everyone laugh, and I love that, because it's like that is the best medicine when you're going through this. Like watch things that make you laugh. I rewatched Friends. Wendy Williams, I miss her so much, and God be with her that, she's going through her own journey. But I'm just like, 1 hour that I turn on that, and she was so shady, and I loved it. I know a lot of people don't like her, but it's just like, she was the shadiest of the shaded. I love it. Jason Lee's just like her. But it's like, I miss her so much. You know what I mean? She gave so much to so many people, and it's just like, there is nobody that is like her at all. You know what I mean? People could go on her set, and they're like, they look successful, But when they do their own show, you can really see like what Wendy brought. You know what I mean? And it's just, I was hoping her podcast was gonna work out, something like, you know. I know she said she wanted to do education after the show and stuff like that, but you know, I feel like she would be super successful. She did it. You know what I mean? Like that budget would come in. It's just I wish I could give her everything that she gave. Like if the world could give her back everything that she gave us, like oh my gosh, she made me laugh, and for 1 hour I could forget like that was my life for a moment. Acknowledge it, and it is true heartbreak, and everything will hurt for a while. Yeah, unfortunately, that is being a human. When we love with our heart so big, so strong, like one thing I said to myself, I love my heart. It's always so generous and kind and understanding. And sometimes, my brain is like, you are such a ding dong. Like, what are you doing? But I'm just like, I know that I shouldn't be doing this and I go in against myself. But in my heart, I can unconsciously do this. In my heart, I can consciously, do, like when I was talking about a certain situation with Shane after he passed and certain things. And I'm like, I know how much you loved and respect certain people. Even though it goes against me and the kids, I'm doing this because I know how much you love them, And I'm sure he was hoping they would do the right thing. And that when they didn't and said the things that they said, it's just like, you know what I mean? Things happened. And I'm like, So, 4 of Cups in reverse, happiness. You will no longer have to wait for things. When the 4 of Cups shows up upright, it's like we're waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for something to happen. So are the kids. But the thing is, it's just like they keep on telling me, like, channel messages. They keep saying, we're protecting you. And last night, they're like, do you understand? I'm like, no. It's like, God bless you for, Yahweh Yeshua, thank you for sending, these messages, through the vessel that you do. But it's just like, do you understand? No. It's like, I'm being 100. I'm like, sometimes they'll send me messages. I'm like, okay. I write down the time and date because it's just like, you're just like, I have no idea, but sure, I'll go with it. Your cup is runneth over with opportunities, but it's time to focus your energy inward and manifest. Don't allow yourself to be distracted by all the noise around you. You aren't missing out by turning down what is being offered. And that's what I've said to myself. I know some people, X, Y, and Z, but it's just like, I know because I'm not allowed to post screenshots or anything anymore, but I know people are irked by me, and that's fine. But the thing is, I know I'm a better of use, and I know the same thing when it goes to other senior members that are more senior than myself. It's just like, to be that vessel of information for others and for them to learn. It's like, you will get to the point that I am in a year. It takes time. You will get seasoned. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still learning. And it's like, there's things you may know that I don't know. Maybe I missed that when I was in training or something like that. And you could teach me something. I never think I'm better than anyone. But the thing is, it's like, you know what I mean? To share that knowledge or be that senior knowledgeable person on the floor. It's just like, you know what I mean? It helps out in a tremendous way. It's just like, one less negative or repetitive call, you know what I mean? So for me, it's just like, I want to see someone in that position that is dedicated, someone that is there every single freaking day, like not off all the time. I want to see someone that freaking actually wants to make a difference. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. For me, and no shade at all. I'm blessed every single way with that. But it's just like, I get the opportunity to heal full time. I'm taking it. Like, this is where my passion is. This is where my heart is. This is where my future is. You know what I mean? So, this is where I am right now. So, for me, it's just like, that's what I want to see. And I will gladly support and champion anyone that is about that. And it's like, we all need to support each other and help each other. So, to make it better and better, So, I feel like opportunities will come, and it's just like, maybe like sometimes I'm like, oh, I should, but it's just like, no, I'm taking it away from someone else that could be that voice. Don't do it because you want to get off the floor. Do it because you want to make a difference. Do it because you want to be, that person, be like, you know what? This is how you turn it around to get a great Q&A. This is how you do this. This is how I do it. You know what I mean? It may, hopefully this will resonate with you. Let me play you a couple calls where I feel like would be good examples of how we could have turned this around. And, it'll help you in the future. Be that positive voice. Not everyone's going to be perfect. No one is perfect. We all get, cruddy calls, or we're going through something at that time. There needs to be understanding. You know what I mean? But it's just like, also there needs to be an effort. So, Terror of Daggers. This is where it's like, curiosity. You know what I mean? And it's like curiosity of different things that come forward. I actually looked at my vision board, and I was like, healing hands. And I was like, healing hands. I'm like, why did I write that on there? You know what I mean? And it's like, I've been very drawn to Reiki. I've been very drawn to, cleansing and healing. You know what I mean? Like, I did it for someone. I don't know what happened, because we don't speak. But, I wanted to do it on my son. And he's like, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? But it's just like, the things that you are meant to do in this life will come across your path. And it will get stronger and louder until you actually do it. It's just, pay attention to that. So the Terror of Daggers is busting at the seams with new ideas, with this journey full of fresh thoughts and big ambitions. The thirst for knowledge is unquenchable. And this is the thing. We keep learning more and more and more. Like, I was watching these tours of the pyramids. And it's like the way that the chambers are made. And I was like, it's showing them like their feet. It's like they're not regular human beings, the ancient Egyptians. It's like they were floating, or somehow their feet, their ankles are different than ours. If you ever see how they're mummified in their feet, I know that's not their actual size of them. I know it's like, coffin after coffin. Like, sometimes it's like 3 coffins before you get to their mummy. But it's just the way, it feels like they elevated off the ground, and they would just kind of like, just float down. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like a chess piece. If you ever played chess on a computer, you know how they just float and move? It's kind of like that. But I don't know if their feet kind of like propel. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how they were trying to show me that their feet are different. The way that they would move is different. Makes sense, because they were very different. Long necks, elongated heads. You currently have no plans for execution, but ambition and curiosity are suffocated to drive this force. Are significant to drive this force. I feel like because you're going to keep on getting more and more information about it, you're going to keep on getting, you know what I mean? It's like when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Like with Ella, it's like transmuting negative energy, crushing into something positive. I never said transmuting it. I always said crushing it up and making it into something positive. But she's right when we would say, like, send it back. And it's like, no, it's like crush it. Because the more we send it back, the more powerful it's getting, because it's this ping pong. They feed off our energy. So how do you suffocate anything? You stop giving it life. You stop giving it breath and energy. So that's how you suffocate it and stop it from going back and forth, back and forth. It's just crushing it up, transmuting it. Doesn't serve any purpose. You serve no purpose. That's the biggest thing. When you start taking away your time, your energy, and caring, it's just like, that's what suffocates them. That's what kills the situation. It's like a kill switch. The divine. So the high priestess, previously the high priestess, divine knowledge, tapping into the collective unconscious. So like with me going through what I was going through, I'm like, why is it like, this is so infuriating. I'm working hard. And I'm like, what the heck is happening here? And it's just like, unfortunately, this is what happens, but it's just like, it's just like, ugh, I give up, like, not like I want to stop or anything like that, but I'm just like, ugh, like, time out. You know what I mean? Like, let me take a beat, but it's just like, like, I see changes in certain things, you know what I mean? And that's the biggest thing. Like, the change is there, but it's not as significant as I would like it to be, but it's like, we're getting there. You know what I mean? It's like it's like things will take time. And like they said, like, it didn't take me, to get here. It's like you were babysitting. I was paid nothing. You know what I mean? So it's just like, if that was what I could handle at the time, like, going through my grief journey, Cards came in when they knew I was ready. I feel like more and more things come in at the more I'm ready. You know what I mean? Even though we feel we're ready, Spirit is like, they know better than we do. You know what I mean? They know our heart of hearts. They see what we've gone through. You know what I mean? It's like in this journey, you know, we think we understand. We think we know what we need best, but they know what we need best. They can see everything. You know what I mean? We think we can see everything, but we can't. And this is where Spirit is just like, give it some time. Let things, you know, and it's trusting. That's the biggest thing, is trust. I know especially a lot of us that have gone through trauma as children or even in our adulthood and been, you know, deceived and everything. It's like the biggest thing is trust. But you know what? If you kind of look if you look at your journey with Spirit, Yahweh, Yeshua, Divine Creator, Gaia, Mother Earth, your higher self, you will notice that you are the only one that has never deceived yourself. Universe hasn't deceived us. We deceived ourselves, you know? Trusting your intuition and telling yourself something may not be willing to understand. You know, that's the thing with me. Like last night, do you understand? No. I was 100 with them. I'm like, no, I don't understand. You're protecting me? No. I understand you're protecting me. I'm thankful you're protecting me, my kids, but for why? I don't understand why. You know, I understand because you love us, but it's just like, what from? You know, like, who is it? Is someone around us? You know what I mean? So I'm just like, okay. So I'm just like, I know when I'm supposed to know, I will know. You know, when I'm in the depths of it, it'll hit me like a ton of bricks. This is what we were protecting you from. It's like, ooh, okie dokie. That's why I write down that stuff down. And it's just like, will this happen? Nope. Why? Because someone's sabotaging it. Oh, okay. Good to know. You know? So, it's just like, always keep your radar on. Keep your antennas up always, because it's just, sometimes you think people are there for you and it's like they really aren't. You know? They hate, it irks them. The more you level up and the more you do for yourself, the more confidence you gain. It's like, how can I sit there and bring down your not your ego, but like your energy? And it's just like, they'll try and crap on you. So you just keep on going on. You know, it will get better. Little by little, things will find its way to you. You know, like the biggest thing for me was Men in Black. It's like, you know, a year in you know, galaxy time, and it's like, you know, what's that on Earth? Or no, a year on Earth. I can't remember. Oh, a year in Earth time, and they're like, yeah, it's 1 hour in galaxy time, and it's just like, whoa, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I feel like when we're supposed to know things, we will know those things. I feel like if we knew too soon, it's like, you know what I mean? We would be scared, and they know how we are and how we would react, probably panic. So that's where it's just like, you know, in the meantime, just keep doing what you're doing. Rest, rejuvenate, woo-sow, drink your water. Very, very important. Drink your water and keep pushing forward. You know, it's just like, when you're supposed to know those things, it will happen. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Tuesday, July the 4th, 2023. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card.